Chai, una see wetin happen today in the court today of Martin Nnamdi Kanu. Update 26th of September 2025. The latest breaking news is that Abuja court have dismissed Martin Nnamdi Kanu's no case submission and order him to open defense ASAP. Ichoko, you see what is going on? Country where they negotiate peace talk with bandit, na dem dey ask Martin Nnamdi Kanu that he should open defense, and they have dismissed his no case submission. So this application, according to the latest news via Sahara Reporters, they say this application followed the federal government's presentation of witnesses evidence and closing of its case against the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja has overruled the no case submission filed by Kanu's lawyers. This application followed the federal government's presentation of witnesses, evidence, and closing of its case against Nnamdi Kanu. So, following the dismissal of the no case submission, the judge asked Kanu to enter his defense. Voila! Remember that on Friday, there is also a news that Igbos leader arrived at the Federal High Court in Abuja for the final ruling on the application he filed for his release. Kanu, led by the operatives of the Department of State Services (DSS), arrived at the court in the company of his legal team, led by the former Attorney General of the Federation (AGF) and Minister for Justice Kanu G. Agabisan. So, it was earlier reported that court had brought forward the trial date of Martin Nnamdi Kanu to address his application for release on 26th of September 2025. Initially, it was scheduled for October 10th, but was moved to Friday, September 26th, before the Justice Omotosho. So the main terrorism trial against Kanu was scheduled to resume on October 10, 2025, when the court was expected to rule on the no case submission filed by Kanu's lawyers, after the federal government had called witnesses, presented evidence, and closed its case against the IPOB leader. So earlier in September, the Federal High Court in Abuja adjourned the application filed by Kanu's lawyers, requesting that the client be transferred to the hospital for urgent medical treatment. Justice Musa Liman adjourned the matter as his tenure as a vacation judge had ended, coinciding with the conclusion of the Federal High Court judge's vacation on the same day. So Emmanuel Kanu, known as Nnamdi Kanu's younger brother, had filed a 14-paragraph affidavit stating that his brother suffered from a life-threatening heart condition and that the medical facilities he was granted access to were inadequate for proper treatment. So during the hearing, Uche Njoku, senior advocate of Nigerian Council to Nnamdi Kanu, informed the court that the federal government's lawyer had served it at 7-page counter affidavit earlier that morning, leaving him insufficient time to review it. Njoku requested additional time to study the document before proceedings could continue. With the judge's vacation ended that day, Justice Liman's jurisdiction, a vacation judge, was also set to lapse. So Adegboyaga Awomolu, lead counsel for the federal government, agreed with Njoku, noting that it was unfortunate that the matter had not been scheduled earlier as his team was ready to address it at any time. So in his final remarks, Justice Liman expressed concern over whether he could rule on the matter as a vacation judge, given the limited time remaining. He stated that he had agreed to hear the case due to its urgency, emphasizing that it involves serious health concerns that could be a matter of life and death. So the judge directed that the case be returned to the Central Registrar for transfer to Justice James Omotosho. Probably this might be the reason why Martin Nnamdi Kanu's case was brought forward to 26th of September 2025. You see what is going on? This is what is happening in the Nigeria of today. The Nigerian court will never grant Martin Nnamdi Kanu freedom. In case you don't know, if you don't want to go there and release Martin Nnamdi Kanu by fire by force, if you keep thinking that these people will release Martin Nnamdi Kanu, whose intention is to free Biafrans, he wants Nigeria to remove their hands off from Biafran's oil. They know too well that the place they are getting oil in Nigeria is in Biafra land. If you don't know history, use your phone to educate yourself. The place you are calling South-South, before South-South came into emancipation, there is something that led to South-South. Those places were the first places that Britain militaries conquered during that Biafran Civil War of 1967. When they conquered these places, they renamed them South-South instantly, before the 5 eastern states were later conquered. In case you don't know how Nigeria came into emancipation, you should go and read. Get yourself acquainted. Get yourself learned. Yes. Go and learn. Use your phone. Make use of your phone. Browse and get that particular knowledge. so that you will stop coming online, so that you should stop coming online to fool yourself. Do you think that Nigerian government can easily free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu automatically? It is a no-go area. Kai! You see, I don't know if you guys have watched my former video of what is happening, that Nigerians are at risk. That's wherever you are in Nigeria, whether you're in Nigeria, provided you are in Nigeria, if you like, stay in diaspora. The same thing that happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the same thing that happened to Simon Ekpa can easily happen to you. If you are trying to preach for better Nigeria, for revolution, what happened to Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can easily happen to you. It doesn't matter whether you are an Igbo man, whether you're a Yoruba man, whether you're an Hausa man. That is to tell you the kind of people we have in the country as leaders. People who only what they are after is only their personal interest. Anything that try to obstruct where they are eating or getting money from, they will eliminate you totally. That is the kind of people we call leaders. They are not good at all. They are not better people. Chai, may God help his children. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our prayers are with you, my brother. Our prayers are with you. Oh, Justice Omotosho. Don't think we don't know what Nigerian government has been using you for. If you guys has been following this case up and down, if you have been following this case from when this case was reassigned to Justice Omotosho, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu asked that Britannia court to excuse herself, and later this case was assigned to Omotosho, I cracked my brain. I went online to make a research to know who this Justice Omotosho is. Lo and behold, this is the man that Nigerian government has been using to win all their corrupt cases. This is the man that presided over the case of Wike and Fubara. And guess what? Wike has control over Fubara. You see what is happening? It is the same man they are using to do all their criminal judges. And guess what? They are winning. And we are telling this man that we have known your corrupt practices, your corrupt history in terms of justice. You hardly give justice to whom justice is due. Rather, you look for a way to do mago-mago. And you only please the people that cause you. As a judge, you are expected to be unbiased. As a judge, you are expected to be transparent. As a judge, you are expected to be fair. And your judge should be fair. And justice should be served equally. But in your own case, you are only doing what pleases your slave master, what pleases your grandmaster, people that called you. And this is really wrong. Igbo people, if you don't take it by force, automatically our name is sorry. Yes, Nigerian government is busy begging for amnesty from Bello Toji. Nigerian government is busy granting peace talk with notorious bandits and terrorists who have eliminated our many soldiers on ground, who have killed many Nigerians. And yet, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is begging for his head to be attended. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is deteriorating in detention. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's health is weakening on daily basis. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is having a kidney issue. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's organ is deteriorating. Do you think that Nigerian government can easily free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? You are wasting your time. A country, a government that can pay whatever it is, a government that promised Finland a 10-year, a 20 years oil, a 20 years. Only if they can jail Simon Ekpa. Only if they can eliminate Simon Ekpa. And guess what? They did it. A country who can sell their own person just to get what they want. You see what happened to Nepal? If Nigerian youth don't want to be free from these people, automatically we'll be slave forever in a country we call our own. The only way to restore dignity in Nigeria, the only way for other countries to respect us as Nigerians, the only way that other countries will stop pursuing Nigerians away from their country is only when we rise like Nepal. If we don't rise like Nepal in our country to demand for accountability, to demand for revolution, if that revolution didn't happen in Nigeria, automatically Nigeria can never be Mekwata again. Nigeria can never be corrected anymore. The corruption in the country is really something else. The leaders are corrupt in the sense that even though the militaries are also corrupt, in the sense that they are only protecting the interests of the people we call minority, who happens to be the politicians. They don't care if you and I are suffering. They don't care how their own family, their children are suffering. The only thing they care is the period they are being given to. And they have failed to neglect this fact that it is their lives that have been wasted in the war front. They have failed to recognize that It is them that are being sent to go and combat with the terrorists. And at the end of the day, the politicians will give information to the terrorists so that the terrorists will not lose any single member of the terrorists. And guess what? We will keep losing our men on ground. We keep losing our Nigerian militaries. Chai, Areme. Areme, the only man who has been exposing all the corrupt practices in the country is Martin Nnamdi Kanu. The man who saw today and tomorrow is Martin Nnamdi Kanu. The man who said that jihadists are coming to conquer Nigeria is Martin Nnamdi Kanu. They don't want that man to continue to expose all their evil plans. They don't want him to continue to expose our eyes. They don't want him to open our eyes. Oh, Martin Nnamdi Kanu, if you think that as a Biafran that you are safe automatically, you are not safe in one Nigeria. You are not safe. See, the same thing they did to Showore. Showore, Tinubu went to British. He went to France. Yes, in France, what did Tinubu talk? Tinubu said that Nigeria is now a country without corruption. It's a free country. It's a free corruption country. And guess what? Showore countered that particular statement. Oga, when is Nigeria free with corruption? People are dying. You are there talking that there is no corruption in Nigeria, and people are still dying. Boko Harams are busy killing. Islam members are busy killing. Bandits are busy killing. Fulani headers are busy killing. And you are telling us that there is no corruption again in the country, that Nigeria security is now normalized. How, Oga? When people are dying on a daily basis. Not only these bandits are killing, even Dangote struck is busy buying people on a daily basis in different roads. You see what is going on, and you are trying to tell us that Nigeria is now a better place. Oga, how? And now they have now written to Meta to bring down them Showore's page. They have written to X to bring down Showore's page. But guess what? X is not a corrupt zone. X is not a corrupt app. And guess what? X rejected their plan. X rejected their what they call their letter against Showore, and they equally informed Showore of what happened. You get what is going on? That is the country you are calling your own. Biafran armies, oh. You people should better look for another means to free Martin Nnamdi Kanu. Because if you are thinking that automatically these people will free Martin Nnamdi Kanu peacefully, you are wasting your time. When they asked Martin Nnamdi Kanu to go home, Buhari's plan was to eliminate Martin Nnamdi Kanu totally. His plan is to kill Martin Nnamdi Kanu. You don't want Martin Nnamdi Kanu to see the face of the earth anymore. That is Buhari's plan. Because he know that this person is the one that's exposing the eyes of Ndi Igbo. Martin Nnamdi Kanu is exposing Ndi Igbo eyes. People that doesn't know their history, he exposed their eyes. Martin Nnamdi Kanu educate our people that this is what you don't. This is what you are suffering from. People thought that normally it's all these governors you have to blame. No, you don't have to blame the governors. You have to know your history. You have to know your history. Know your history and know what you are passing through. Know your history and know the angle that your enemies are coming from, and know why you are not developing, and know why the good things are not in Igbo land, and know why we don't have any seaport in Igbo land. Know why we don't have a single international airport in Igbo land. Know why we don't have any better industry in Igbo land. Tell me, our graduates in Igbo land are busy running to Abuja, running to Yoruba land to secure a better job just to make a living. The only thing you can see in Igbo land is only markets, business, schools, hotels, beer parlors, banks. Tell me, I want to know what is have you heard of any reputable industry owned by any, let's say, by any Yoruba man or any Hausa man in Igbo land? You hardly see such. But Igbo people have theirs. Why we don't have any seaport in Igbo land? What happened to Onisha, Niger River? Martin Nnamdi Kanu, if you want me to quit agitation for Biafra, clear this Niger River. Let Igbo businessmen be clearing their goods in Onisha. They refused. Give us international airport. They refuse. We want to have better road. No, they refuse. There should be constant light in Igbo land. They refuse. The question we have to ask Nigerian government: are Igbos not in Nigeria? Are we not one Nigeria? Are we not included in this country's budget? Sometimes you will discover that even when they are trying to put budget in I think it happened this year. Irrigation budget of how many billion naira? They excluded Southeast as a whole. The whole 5 eastern states was excluded. And I pinch myself. What is going on? The oil you are boasting that you have oil today is coming from the soil of Southeast. It's coming from Imo State. The land that is filled with natural gas. In fact, Imo State has the highest oil gas in, let's say, in West Africa as a whole is in Imo State. The highest place you can get your gas, your natural gas depot is in Imo State. Then at the end of the day, we are still suffering. The only thing the Nigerian government is after is to send Nigerian military to Southeast to shoot innocent Igbo youth. They want to clear our young men. They want to eliminate them. So that if they are told that what should escalate tomorrow, we will not have any means to defend ourselves. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an eye-opener to Ndi Igbo. If you are the tribe that hates your brother Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he's preaching for freedom, he's preaching for Biafra, automatically you are a tout, you are a fool. Because no matter whatever you do as an Igbo man, if you try to even please these people, provided you are an Igbo man, automatically they have something against you. Automatically, they are always awake against you. They are always looking for a means to extort from you and not even allowing you to gain anything from your land. That is the type of people we call one Nigeria. That is why we are suffering in one Nigeria. May God help us. Igbos are suffering to prosper. We are suffering to make life easier for ourselves. We are even trying to make Nigeria a workable place. But because you are an Igbo man, automatically, whatever you are doing, even if you are doing it for the interest of the whole Nigerians, they will kick against you. Yes. Automatically, they will kick against you. A country that worships bandits. A country that protects bandits. A country that obeys the words of bandits. But I failed to listen to the cries of innocent Nigerians who are demanding for revolution, who are demanding for a better country. Is that a country that worth fighting for? Kai! Aromere. Ndị Igbo kwenu. Ndị Igbo mere. Ndị Igbo hafa. They want Nigeria kewe. One Nigeria kewe. What did Kanu do them? Kanu's health is deteriorating, and you are still asking him to defend himself. You did not even say, okay, Oga, we hear that you are very sick. Oya, take this man to the national hospital immediately. Even though that people still brought secretly another doctor to come and prove if what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying is true or not. The same doctor came, another doctor came and still acknowledged that it's true. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is dying, that he needs an urgent medical surgery. Yet none of you want to grant it to him. Ndị Igbo, anywhere you are as an Igbo man, I want you to know one thing. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can pass through such a thing in the hands of one Nigeria, in the hands of Nigerian government, I want you to know, even if you like, be a governor, be a senator, they can still do it to you. Do you think if it happened that Yabelo is from Igbo land, if it happened that Yabelo is an Igbo man, that they will allow him to be working freely, automatically is a hell no. Because he's not an Igbo man. Yes. That's why he's working freely. Yaya Bello, who is known for his fraud activity while he was the governor of Kogi State, was allowed to travel out of Nigeria for his medical, for his health condition. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is an Igbo man, who is still in detention, is begging Nigerian government, Nigerian court to allow him to go to national hospital in Nigeria. Not even traveling out of Nigeria, inside Nigeria, in Nigerian hospital. He was denied. He was not allowed to do so. This should rekindle your memory. This should tell you what is happening in the country. A country that is only after country that the only thing they are after is only to go after Biafra militaries. But they have failed to go against the terrorists. A country who has failed to arrest terrorists, the terrorists. Look at Nigerian military negotiating with terrorists. Terrorists are there with hefty ammunitions. But the people, the men on ground who are protecting our lands in Southeast are being hunted on a daily basis. And guess what? They are abusing, killing innocent people who are not even in Biafra military. As an Igbo man, you are clamoring and thinking that one Nigeria is favoring you. Automatically, you are a fool. Because it is not favoring you. And it will never favor you. So know this and know peace. I'm not saying you should start fighting, but I want you to know nothing but the truth. because that truth is what will set you free. Someone ever is shouting from outside country, they still go after him. Mazi Kanu was in Kenya shouting, they still went for him. Nigerian government can sacrifice, even if it was sacrificing the whole of Nigerians to get what they want, they can do it. Do you get what I'm saying? One Nigeria shouldn't be by force. One Nigeria shouldn't be by force. Every part of the country is not working. So why can't we split? Biafra has been in emancipation. It has been in existence before Nigeria come into emancipation. Before Nigeria come as a country, Biafra has been existing. So if you think that Biafra cannot get their freedom, if it didn't happen in this our era, automatically our children will eventually get Biafra as a country. And it must surely stand as an independent country. Biafra as a country must surely come to pass. The independence of Biafra is not negotiable. It's a movement that even if Mazi Simon Ekpa Nnamdi Kanu did not actualize it in this their era, people who are more deadly, who are more fierce, who will have all it takes to get it, will sacrifice all it takes to get their freedom. And guess this time, that oil you are claiming, they can even sacrifice that particular oil to even 50 years to another country who are more deadly in terms of ammunition and who have all it takes to conquer Nigeria government, and they will do it to conquer both Nigeria government and Britain for their freedom.